Hey, welcome and thanks for stopping by. My name is Chuck Hansen. I'm going to give you and share a little bit of information with you about a company called Valentus. And this is going to take about 10 or 15 minutes. So just sit back, relax. But before we do that, let me tell you a little bit about myself. That's me. That's my buddy Rocky. I've been in the network marketing, home-based business arena now for 31 years full time. I built organizations of over 400,000 people in 39 countries twice in my career, and made over $15 million helping a lot of other people get back their life. So, I discovered a company in May, just May this year, called Valentus, and I really wanted to share with you. So, I think what's important is for you to understand a little bit about the timing of everything and the stages of growth that a company goes through as they transition from being a startup, right, just getting started, going through that whole formulation area. And I don't know how many of you have ever been involved in a startup or how many people have been duped by a startup. We have all the companies have a lot of the great intentions of doing the right things, but they just don't get it done. And so many of them go out of business. In fact, 98 companies out of 100 go out of business in the first 2 years. So startup is very, very, very risky. Now, I've made money in a startup company, but those companies did eventually go out of business, and I had to recalibrate and start over again. So again, if you're looking at a startup opportunity, you just have to understand that it's a risky venture. And what you are looking for is you need to find a company that's already transitioned from the startup into the concentration phase of that growth. And that phase can happen anywhere from 3 to 5 years, right? Because all those different things have to be put together. All the stars have got to line up. All the comp plan, everything's got to be programmed. There's so many different moving parts to starting a network marketing company. The next phase that a company goes through, if you're lucky enough, you'll go into what is called a momentum phase. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been in a momentum phase in a company twice in my career, and there's just nothing that can go wrong. I mean, everything happens so fast. The people are coming on so quickly. You're making money, more money than you ever thought possible. And then that company usually goes into what is called a stability phase, right? Where the growth is kind of settled out, and they're just handling their customers. But like I said, the key is to finding a company that has survived that formulation stage and is entering the concentration stage. So why Valentus and why now, right? I mean, that's the question, because here's where they're at. Let's just pretend that, this date over here in 1984, I took this from a company that I was part of, and I wanted to show you what happened to us. It was 1984, the company started. I got it started in the industry in 1987 and joined them. 1989, we did $40 million in business. 1990, $240 million. 1991, $500 million, and then $1 billion in business. Over 500 millionaires created during that first $1 billion worth of business. And, we went from that formulation to that concentration, to the momentum stage, and then now into a stability stage. So this is critical to find that company when it hits that concentration, getting ready to go into momentum. So let me tell you a little bit about Valentus. It's not a startup, right? They've already weathered that storm. They're 4 years old, right? They're 4 years old this month in July 2018. They're 4 years old. They're debt free, right? They don't owe anybody anything for anything. So They own their own building and just a number of things. But, here's how it all started. 2014, $300,000 in sales. 2015, a 10-time growth, right? $3 million in sales. 2016, again, a 10-time growth, $32 million in sales. And then in 2017, they had some challenges, right? They had some challenges with manufacturing, with quality control of the product that they were delivering to the marketplace. And they went through some big challenges. And so the sales went down to $30 million. A lot of people got frustrated, and the company still had the wherewithal to continue going, but it wasn't growing anymore, right? And had it not been for the owner, a good friend of mine, Dave Jordan, had it not been for Dave's ability to move some assets from another one of his business over to Valentus, Valentus would be just a distant memory, right? Dave owns a $100 million sports memorabilia business. And like I said, had that not have happened, had Dave not have had those resources, then Valentus would have been history, and they would have been another casualty of the formulation of a startup. But, here's where we're at the tipping point, in my opinion, because this is when I got involved, was May the 20th of this year, right? So just a little while ago. They introduced a product called Slim Roast Optimum. And folks, this is Slim Roast Optimum, right? It is a coffee. It is an all-natural coffee. It does some amazing things like no appetite, plenty of energy. And when I say no appetite, I mean no appetite whatsoever, right? No jitters, no heart rate increases, nothing like that. All natural product, but no cravings. I've had no cravings for any sweets or carbs or anything like that, and works all the time and almost works instantly. The first cup. So there's Slim Roast. I got on the product. I listened to a phone call that Dave Jordan and Rick Gerals asked me to participate in on May the 20th. I heard some phenomenal testimonials, and I said, I've got to try that coffee. So on May the 26th, I started 2 cups. I drink 2 cups of coffee every day anyway, just like 254 million other Americans and people all around the world. But, I drank 2 cups of coffee, and I experienced something like, not having an appetite whatsoever. And over the course of the first 30 days, I lost 18 pounds. I went from 207 down 18 pounds, right? Pretty phenomenal. With no exercise, no diets, no dieting, no exercise. Not that I didn't want to exercise, I couldn't. I've got a knee injury, and I just couldn't exercise. So I lost the weight. Right now, I'm at 186. It's the 11th of July. I'm at 186, and I'm going down to 178. So my perfect weight. So that's the tipping point as far as I'm concerned. This was the product that they needed, that Valentus needed to push them from where they were at to entering into that momentum phase. So, folks, we've got a huge market. The weight loss market is $60 billion just in the U.S. alone, right? America is the fattest country in the world. And by the UK and some other countries, pretty close second. Americans average 4 diets a year, right? Every 3 months, people are going on another diet. It's this diet, it's that diet, and people hate dieting and they hate exercising. So we've got something very special. Coffee is the most consumed product in the world, right? 254 million people just in the US drink 1 to 4 cups of coffee daily. And so, folks, we've got a huge market, global market, and with a product that everybody drinks already. And who wouldn't want to drink coffee and lose weight? So here's where we're at. We currently ship not for resale, not for resale. into every country in the world. So no matter where somebody is, we'll ship product there for their own personal consumption. We're in the process of getting all the products registered in the various countries so that they can be resold. You know, our first office is in the Philippines. That's already up and operational, just happened just here recently. So what I want you to do is, you know, build locally around your local contacts, but think globally. Think, who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know in Australia? Who do you know in Europe? Who do you know, anywhere in the world? Who do you know? And just be thinking about that. And, you know, I'll put a little plug in for the upcoming Valentus convention. Just bought my airplane ticket today, September the 13th through the 15th. You got to be at that first convention. You got to be at that convention. I mean, you're going to see some incredible things, but more importantly, you know, it's an investment in yourself. It's building the belief in the Valentus brand and company. So by all means, get there. You know, let me tell you what I think the future is going to look like. You know, the next 3 years, the sales are going to explode. Remember, I talked about that curve. You know, 2019, I think we'll do between $30 and $50 million in annual sales. Remember, in 2016, they did $32 million in sales. So they've got the infrastructure. They've got everything in place to go ahead and do 2019, because this is a phenomenal product. And we're going to talk about sampling here in a second. I think 2020 is going to be a phenomenal year. 150, 200, $250 million in sales. Again, that rocket sled ride up, right? 2021, 350, 450 million very, very easily. And, you know, so what I'm telling people is don't wait. You know, the time to get started is right now. You know, don't be looking at the next new startup. This is a rock solid, debt-free, millions of dollars in the bank opportunity that is going to hit and go into momentum with or without you. And that's what I thought about. You know, I wanted to find a company that I could do that one more time with. And I was fortunate enough that Dave Jordan and Rick Gerald thought enough about me to let me listen to that phone call and then encourage me to move forward. You know, here we are. We're in the concentration phase of the business. We've got a phenomenal product line, not just Slim Roast, but we've got a whole bunch of other products. We've got energy products. We've got immune booster. We've got a trim product that you mix with water. We've got a Slim Roast Brazilian. We've got a Slim Roast Italian. We've got a Max product, which is incredible. Breakthrough product, a canine product for your dog, my dog, Rocky. And the Slim Roast Cocoa is to die for. And the creamer is amazing. And then, of course, the Slim Roast. More products are on the way, right? More products are on the way. The management team, second to none. You know, in the beginning phases, they had some challenges with customer service and just all the things that every startup goes through. And I'm telling you, I am overjoyed with, you know, what's happened for customer service. They are just doing a phenomenal, phenomenal job. Marketing tools. Most companies don't understand marketing tools, and Dave Jordan does, right? He's a marketing guy. Like I said, he owns a $100 million sports memorabilia business, so he understands marketing. So, you know, all of those tools are in the back office, landing pages, systems, and you'll get to see all of those things. There's the building. We're headquartered in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I jumped on an airplane on the last day of June, 29th and the 30th of June, and flew up and spent a couple of days with Dave just to look at everything for my, you know, to see it with my own eyes and sit down with him for 2 days. Besides this building, there's a building just 2 doors down. It's 27,000 square feet that they're in the process of negotiating. Dave paid $1 million cash for this building, and they're negotiating with that with the owner of that other building right now, looking to take that over because he knows he's going to need the space, right? to handle the growth. So, you know, what I talk about all the time is how to get started, right? We've got something called a free tour. Now, if you haven't received the free tour from the person that sent you this little video, by all means, get a hold of them, get a hold of him or her, and tell them to send you the free tour, right? You take the free tour, you're going to get a temporary position in the genealogy, which is important, and then you're going to have until every Thursday at midnight Pacific time to lock in your spot. You lock in your spot by placing an order. Now, there's two options basically to place an order. Excuse me, you can try the product. You can order one of these, right? A slim roast, the shipping, handling, and your one-time activation fee of $20 to become a distributor in Valentus, less than $99, right? Or you can go all in, right? $499. That's 16 boxes of product. You can pick and choose from all the various products, but you know, the all-in option really is the best option. It's called the Business Builder, 16 boxes, $499.95. You're buying product at $31.25 a box. Best value, right? You're getting a rank of a Ruby, but more importantly, you're picking up some money. You're maxing out the payout to the compensation plan, which you don't do any other way. The only way you can max out the payout to the compensation plan is to buy the Business Builder package. You're picking up a legacy bonus of $100. And I'm not going to go into a big explanation of the compensation plan. I'll do that on another video. But that's the only way you can grab that legacy bonus. And it's the only way you can grab the global enrollment bonus over there on the end. And it's the only way you can grab that dual team matching bonus, 20% on your first level, 10% on your second, 5% on your third, 3% on your fourth level. So by all means, you know, I started with the $499 package. It just was the best value and did exactly what I wanted it to do. You know, we've got some things coming up, and I like to talk about no selling ever, right? We've got a sample and lead system that's coming up. We're going to do our first webinar Zoom meeting on Sunday, this Sunday, to go over that system. And but that'll be available to everybody. But then I've got something else that I took from the playbook of Mark Hughes, who started Herbalife. Mark reinvented his company when he had his distributors wearing a little button that said, "Lose weight now, ask me how." And folks, we've got something that's coming, which is our Team One branded apparel that you'll be able to wear to the grocery store, to going to shopping, going anywhere you go during the day, during the evening. Great looking apparel, and it's going to advertise your business, right? It's going to say incredible things. Now, these are kind of samples from another company that I was consulting with, but they did exactly the same thing. All their people were wearing these shirts, and it just said, "Ask me, ask me, ask me," and they had phenomenal results. And so I wanted to implement that. We're working on the first designs right now, and more on that very, very shortly. I mean, here it is. I mean, you have a choice of getting involved or not getting involved. I know that if you don't get involved, a year from now, you're going to look back and say, "I wish I would have started a year ago," right? I mean, everybody does that. It's that 20/20 hindsight. So, by all means, take advantage of it and get started today, because this ship is going, and it's going up to, to those numbers, 30 to 50 million next year. So you want to get started today. I love this crossroads picture, because I mean, your path in life, right, is based on decisions. And back in 1987, I had the decision to say yes or no to an opportunity, And even though I was deeply involved in my own company, owned my own company for 16 years, I went to a meeting, I saw something that was phenomenal. I fell in love with the industry of network marketing. I became a student of the industry of network marketing, and it's provided us an incredible lifestyle that, I have to pinch myself sometimes that I've lived that type of life. I've never worked, right? I've always been home, 31 years. My commute is from one room to the next. So it's been pretty easy. We've lived all over the country, in and out of the country. But everybody's got that pathway, that decision that you need to make. Which decision is right for you? I don't know. I know that if you're looking for an opportunity, then I would encourage you to take the free tour, look at everything, try the product. If you like everything, by all means, purchase the $499 Business Builder package and get started. So, get back to the person that sent this to you and, make the right choice. And the right choice is Valentus. We'll see you in September at the convention. So with that, I want to thank you for joining me here this evening, today, whatever it is, your time zone. And I look forward to meeting you in person one of these days. Thank you very much.